Vo2max. The term may strike fear in the hearts of many endurance athletes who may conjure up images of running on a treadmill at 100% maximum heart rate with tubes strapped to their face. Well, I'm here to tell you today that Vo2max is just a number. Milliliters of oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute of exercise. Now you can get it tested in the lab, which is a great diagnostic tool, but I want to focus more on finding your velocity at Vo2max and training at the correct intensity so that you get the optimal adaptations that are associated with doing these types of workouts. To cite Daniels, to cite Fitzinger, Vo2max is the most important determinant of success in any event lasting from about 3 minutes to 30 minutes. But it's also important if you're running a marathon. There's still an element of Vo2max training that you should have in your program. It's obviously also really important because I named my YouTube channel after the term. So Vo2max workouts are really the icing on the cake of your performance program. You spend a lot more time doing lactate threshold workouts, long runs, and progressively higher mileage when you're building your aerobic base. It's the Vo2max workouts that allow you to capitalize on all those aerobic developments. And so they need to be really treated with care because you're kind of playing with fire. I used to always say, you can't burn out till you catch fire. Well, if you do too many Vo2max workouts, you can burn out within a season, and you really don't want to be doing more than about one a week. And if you're doing a 5K race, that could take the place of a Vo2max workout. So Vo2max workouts are pretty hard and intense sessions. You're operating at between 97 to 100% of your maximum heart rate. And you want to find your velocity at Vo2max, the correct pace or intensity that you should be running these workouts at. Conservatively, let's say 5K, current 5K pace. So that's going to change over time, hopefully as you get faster and as you progress throughout the season, throughout the years of training. But it's at this intensity, this pace, where you get the best adaptations. And we're talking about adaptations in the amount of blood that your heart could pump with each stroke and the amount of oxygen that your muscles could extract from your blood. And then there's other factors involved that are going to help your performance, including better running economy at that pace and at other submaximal paces. So you're stimulating some of your fast twitch muscle fibers, and it's kind of this neuromuscular coordination where you're becoming more efficient running at these faster paces. And that's where Vo2max training really could pay dividends if you're training for a marathon. Then also, it's at such a high intensity that you're going to start developing some lactic acid. And that's a good thing because your body will be able to help buffer some of that lactic acid. And at the end of a race, especially if you're running under a half marathon race, you're going to need to be able to do that if you want to speed up, if you want a negative split, or hold a faster pace and set a new personal best. So the best types of workouts to get these adaptations to occur involves running intervals of 2 to 5 minutes at this intensity, 97% maximum heart rate and above, or your Vo2max velocity. And a lot of times it's best to do these on the track so you can kind of teach yourself to do an even-paced effort. So one of my favorite workouts would be doing 5 to 8 by 1,000 meters on the track at 5K pace. And if it's windy out, if the weather's bad, you've got to adjust the pace, you've got to go by feel to some degree. But it's going to be a hard session, and the key also is to make sure that your rest is structured so that it's less than the amount of time that you're running hard. So, if you're running your kilometers in 3 minutes or 4 minutes, you want to make sure that rest is something like 2 minutes. And it's okay if you have to stop and stand around during the rest. Usually more experienced runners will jog in between each hard effort. But the important thing is to make sure that you only rest for 2 minutes and that your heart rate is still elevated going into the next rep. So it's not a full recovery. The workout gets progressively harder as you go through. And by the last one, you'll probably hit your maximum heart rate within about a minute or two of running because it's already elevated going into that last rep. As long as you're getting in 2.5 miles of quality work, that's really the important thing. And as long as you're not slowing down throughout the workout, that's also important. One final note on these intervals, it's important not to go too fast. You don't need to totally go to the well and kick it in, because then you go too anaerobic. And it's still mainly an aerobic stimulus, even though you're developing some lactic acid. And you really got to save those all-out efforts for the end of your races. And like I said before, Vo2max workouts are very powerful. They're like playing with fire, so you can only do so many within a certain time frame, within a certain season, before you're going to start compromising some of your fitness. But you could see some major gains after just 2 or 3 key Vo2max workouts spread out over 3 to 4 week period. And you'll also see those performances in your races hopefully get better. And you could use a new 5K PR race performance as an indicator that your velocity at Vo2max has actually increased and that you could do your workouts harder. Otherwise, you keep doing the workouts at the same pace, you could reduce the recovery time, and it gets easier as you adapt, as your muscles are able to extract more oxygen, and as your heart gets stronger and you increase your stroke volume. So thanks for watching, and feel free to comment below. I'll try to get back to as many questions as I can. But otherwise, stay tuned for more videos, and you can check out my website at vo2maxproductions.com.